Hey crafters, it's Priscilla from the Kat Scrappiness design team, back with another video showcasing one of Kat's new stamp sets. Today I'll show you a technique I call Resist Distress Inking. I made this name up, but it sounded good, so let's get started. So this organized chaos is my craft desk, with everything I need to make this card. Here's Kat's new stamp set called Friendship Greetings. It has 3 separate flower arrangements and lots of different sentiments to use with them. On today's card, I used the largest flower arrangement, the Hello sentiment, and also the My Dear Friend sentiment. My A2 size card base is made out of 110-pound Neenah, and my stamping layer on top of it is also 110 pound, and you'll see why. It's going to go through a lot of distress. I'm going to be using one of Kat's Stitch Sentiment dies for the secondary sentiment, 2 of the life-changing blender brushes from Picket Fence Studio, and one of the new Distress Oxide sprays. This one is Faded Jeans that I'm going to take an old toothbrush, it's not my current one, and splatter on the front of the card at the very end. So you know I'm going to add some type of sequins or embellishment at the end. Today I'm going to be using the black and white heart sprinkles. After using my embossing buddy across the front of the card, I take Versamark ink and I'm going to take that large flower arrangement and stamp it 4 times around the front of the card. Next, I sprinkle white embossing powder over the 4 stamped images. Note, I did try it one time using clear embossing powder, but I didn't get the same impact as I did with white, so I switched over. And as is the usual, I use the heat gun on both sides of the cardstock. And now here comes the distress in the resist distress technique. I'm folding this cardstock every which way, horizontal, vertical, on the diagonal. It's cracking, it's starting to tear a little, but it's all good. It's all part of the distress look. Okay, time to get inky here. I'm going to start with Broken China Distress ink. It's not the oxide, it's the regular distress. And I take one of the life-changing brushes and slowly brush on the ink, starting in the centers and going around all the flowers and then a little bit towards the center. I love the way the white embossing powder resists the ink as I sponge it on, i.e. this is the resist in the resist distress technique. I switch over to the Faded Jeans distress ink at this point, and this is where the magic happens. As I slowly brush it over the flowers that I already did and on the edges, it just makes everything pop. Okay, now it's time for some spray and some splatter. I move the card layer over to my splatter box. First spray it with water. Soak it up with a paper towel. And then I take out the toothbrush and the Distress Oxide spray and splatter away. After I stamped the Hello sentiment in the center of the card with black VersaFine ink, it was time to add the sentiment below it, My Dear Friend. I used Distress Oxide ink this time in Faded Jeans and stamped it onto one of Kat's Stitch Sentiment dies. Using the Gina K Designs Terrific tape, because I wanted a strong hold, I adhered the top layer to the base of the card. Now it's time to add the black and white sprinkles. I took a few out, and through the magic of video editing, they're already on. And here's 2 additional cards I made with the same resist distress technique. I like them all, but the blue is definitely my favorite. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's card. Don't forget, all the supplies will be listed down below, and use my code Priscilla10 to get 10% off any products in Kat's shop. Until next time.